Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. It's National Wig Day, Frank. If you lost your hair, would you wear a wig?
I'm Frank Isola. I lost it 25 years ago. This thing's a snap-on.
It is not a snap-on. You got a full head of hair. By the way, they used to call them toupees. What happened? Wig? It's not a... Men don't wear wigs, they wear toupees.
That's not the word.
Can we think of a person we want to out somebody is wearing a wig?
Elton John?
Yeah, Elton John. Yeah.
Everyone should thank Bruce Willis and Michael Jordan what they did for shaving their heads. Those guys look good.
Shave it off, baby.
They look good.
Wake up in the morning, shave it off like I did this morning. Be a man. There you go. Welcome to PTI. Tony made it a whole week without working, and here to handle his business is our great friend from the starting lineup on Sirius XM, Mr. Frank Isola. Hair and all.
Got it set.
Let's begin with the absolutely captivating Australian Open men's semifinal matches. Carlos Alcaraz overcame cramping and vomiting to survive Alexander Zverev in a 5-set thriller that took 5.5 hours. Then, 38-year-old Novak Djokovic snapped a 5-match losing streak against 24-year-old two-time defending champion Jannik Sinner, also in 5 sets. So now either Alcaraz at 22 will become the champ, or Joker will win his record 25th major and become the oldest slam winner in the Open era. Wow. Frank, what stands out to you?
You know, it was almost 10 hours of tennis today. And Djokovic, when he got to the microphone, he told the crowd, you got your money's worth today. Alcaraz, I expected it from him. Now, the cramping up, and Zverev was not happy about it. And you wonder, maybe that'll carry over to Sunday. Maybe that could help Djokovic. But we talked about this a bunch this week. He was going to have to catch a bit of a break. He caught that with Musetti having to retire.
Then he created his own break.
And then
to beat Sinner.
We said he was going to have to play one of the best matches of his career. Do you know that he faced 18 break points and he won 16 of them?
It's amazing.
What a match he played. And it was, you know, I woke up early enough to watch the final 4 sets. And they have a big Serbian community there in Australia. I mean, there were Serbian flags all over. You could see how emotional he was. If he pulls this off, Mike, and it's not going to be easy, but he is 3-1 on hard court against Alcaraz. And he beat him last year in the quarters.
Of all time.
If he does this and gets to 25, I mean, come on now. That's Roger and Nadal gone. He beat them, and now beating Sinner and Alcaraz.
If he can, still a big if. So I watched Alcaraz win the first 2 sets, win the tiebreak. And it's like, you know, going on 1 o'clock Eastern time. Yep. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going any longer. And then I hear that not only did that match become epic, which we were not expecting, but then Joker to beat Sinner like that, after Sinner had beaten him twice. And let's face it, Sinner has been a legit #1 in the world.
That's right.
And Joker at 38 to win on that surface? I mean, he's not playing on something that slows you down like clay. He's not doing that. So this is amazing, and an amazing final to watch.
And Sinner won the first set. Then he's up 2-1, and Djokovic comes back, wins the 4th set and the 5th set. And like I said, he was emotional. Think about this, though, for Djokovic. Since turning 30, this is going to be his 17th Grand Slam final. Rafael Nadal did it 10 times. Roger Federer, 8 times.
You know what all this is saying?
Think about that.
If you want to talk about a GOAT in men's tennis, it's hard to come to any conclusion other than Joker. It is.
But here's what happens with Djokovic. I loved Federer. There was a gracefulness about his game. Nadal, you know, just like that, how hard that he works. Like he's a puncher. He's like Joe Frazier out there. Djokovic has been involved in a lot of controversial stuff, so he's not as beloved. But you're right.
He may not be as beloved, but he beats you. He beats. Can
you imagine if he wins on Sunday? Now the thing, you're going to get up at 3 o'clock to watch it.
No.
Gonna have to watch it on tape. All right, let's move to the NFL, where the Vikings fired GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah just a day after he openly contemplated his decision last year to let quarterback Sam Darnold walk in free agency. We all know how that's turned out. Darnold is in the Super Bowl with Seattle, while J.J. McCarthy underwhelmed in his first season starting for Minnesota. There are other decisions that Adofo-Mensah we can discuss too, Mike. But what was your reaction to the one the club made today?
It just seems rash. I'm going to go straight to J.J. McCarthy because that's where I live. That's my division. That's the NFC Central. And J.J. McCarthy, who started off his career, in a preposterous win over the Bears on a Monday night for the whole country to see, he then got injured. He played down to what we expect rookies to play to. But at the end of the season, Mr. McCarthy won his final 4 starts, and the Vikings won their final 5 starts. So maybe the pressure should not have been put on him at the beginning of the year. He shouldn't have been starting. Let's blame the coach.
Yeah.
Let's put the blame where it belongs, on the coach. And yes, it was a bad decision to let Sam Darnold go. Many of us knew that on the way in the door. But if you want to talk about what it is you expect from McCarthy, if the kid goes out there in a tough division and wins his final 4 starts, what the hell else do you want from the guy who selected him?
It's funny that you mention that, because I think they're basing a lot on Sam Darnold, the fact that he lost the last game of the regular season to the Lions, and then he lost the playoff game. They only scored 9 points. So they were looking at it, and it makes sense from a financial decision. They're thinking, do we give Sam Darnold $40 million when we have a quarterback on a rookie scale? We can get other players.
But you mean to tell me other people didn't sign off on that bill?
100%. And that's so here. He's at the Senior Bowl representing the team. You're fired.
Again.
Can you wait till the guy gets home?
Yeah.
But my only thing would be, and that position is so different because to me, it's the most important position in professional sports, quarterback. It looked like you had a guy. It's so hard for so many teams to get that guy. And you're paid the big bucks. And what's interesting about Kwesi is that he's a guy, he's a basketball guy. Went to Princeton, obviously really, really smart. He's a big analytic guy. See, you defend some of the analytic guys because you think it's a little unfair with what they did. To me, that's a big organizational decision. But they're also going to look at a lot of the players he drafted. I think they've gotten like 172 career starts out of all the players he's drafted. That's combined. And he hasn't drafted a Pro Bowler yet either.
Okay, and all that's fine. But we know this comes down to quarterback.
Yep.
And maybe he did get the right guy. So if he got the right guy, McCarthy, suppose McCarthy wins his first 4 starts next season.
Yeah.
What more was he supposed to contribute in that context?
But now that they made this the firing, now the stories are coming out that there was a lot of tension with the coaching staff in the front office. So this seems like it was something that was building, especially when they didn't make. I
got 2 teams I can root against with great conviction every snap of the rest of the way: the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings.
What about Sean?
Who I root
the
against
Broncos?
anyway. Peyton got his.
All right.
And now, let's go to some winter sports, real winter sports. Lindsey Vonn got injured in her last downhill race before next week's Olympics. Vonn crashed today in snowy conditions in Switzerland. She managed to ski down, but was then airlifted out. The 41-year-old has won 2 downhills this season and leads the overall standings despite skiing on a titanium right knee. Today's injury was to her left knee. Frank, your reaction to the crash and how it could affect one of the most anticipated storylines of the upcoming Winter Games.
All right, very few of us want to do that at that speed. The crash itself wasn't that horrific, and like you mentioned, it's not the knee that she had partial knee replacement.
Luckily.
So the women's downhill, just like the men's downhill, that's one of the most anticipated events of the Winter Olympics. For me, it's the best event. The downhill is an amazing thing. The courage that the men and women have to do that. It's 13 days away. So, she's 41 years old. She took 6 years off from racing. Do I think she could be in the Olympics? NBC is keeping their fingers crossed that she can do it. She's one of the biggest names.
NBC can't. They'll delay the Olympics rather than have one of their main storylines.
They'll tell everyone just stay at like a restaurant in Milan, drink some wine, and eat some pasta. Let's let it go like a couple of weeks later. But I think I think there's a chance that she can compete, whether or not she'll be able to win. I like what she said. She said, my Olympic dream is not over. She released a statement. Then she went a little Yogi Bear on it. She said it's not over until it's over.
Well, listen, I'm not going to speculate on whether she can or whether she can't. I hope she can.
Yeah.
Lindsey Vonn is one of those stars you like watching, whether she's competing or doing a commercial or sitting for 60 minutes or whatever it is. Lindsey Vonn has that kind of hold on people who care about the Winter Olympics. I've covered 3 Winter Olympics, and I have been down at the bottom of that hill to watch the finish. I've been at the top as well. The courage that it takes to even stand up there, much less go through what Lindsey Vonn has and do it again when her life is set. Come on, she doesn't have to do this to prove anything in terms of that sport. But to do this, and people are probably thinking, well, what is she doing racing this close to the start of the Olympics? That's what happens.
Yes, yep.
In both Summer and Winter Olympics.
That's right.
And so I hope she can make it. It is one of the huge stories of the Winter Games, and particularly because she's been so public talking about the travails and getting there and having to navigate.
It's such a great event because everyone understands you're just trying to go fast. It's not like the slalom where you can get penalized. I still say one of the best sporting events I've ever seen that was on TV, Franz Klammer winning the downhill in Innsbruck, Austria. How amazing was that?
What, you New York, you couldn't find your way to Europe to come to the Winter Olympics with the rest of us?
And it probably was on tape delay, right? Unless they were skiing at night. That was a great event.
But when we come back, former roommates Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple tallied career highs while battling each other last night. What's the word for that?
And how to best describe the Hurricanes' furious 3-goal rally to beat the Mammoth. What's the word is next?
You should come to the Winter Olympics.
And I want to come. I wouldn't mind going next week.
It's unbelievable. And by the way,
I'll be a correspondent.
The jump. Time for our version of Words with Friends. What's first?
Last night's battle between former Duke roommates Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple was blank.
Nationalistic is what I'm going to go with, Frank. This was crazy. I mean, how about Cooper Flagg getting 49?
Yeah.
I mean, he started off the year slowly, kind of slowly, and has now just exploded. Knipple, because he's playing for a team nobody cares about in Charlotte, people didn't know that this kid was lighting it up from day one.
That's right.
I mean, he is shooting better than 42% from three. If you ask me right now who my vote went for Rookie of the Year, where my vote goes, I think I say Knipple.
Really?
Yeah, Flagg can pass him. He probably will. He's in a groove now. But here's the thing. You don't get American kids who are that great anymore. The last 7 MVPs, all international players. You got to go back to James Harden in 2018. We're working on 8 years.
Amazing.
So Cooper and Knipple coming to the rescue like this is sort of, you think the league will understand and maybe plan some all-star festivities around that?
And they're both in that game.
I'm sure
Cooper Flagg might have a chance to make the big game.
Yeah.
So my word is on the mark because last night one of your Chicago guys, Mark Aguirre, was getting his number retired, and Cooper Flagg, you know what he did? He broke Mark Aguirre's rookie scoring record last night by scoring 49. Do you know that Cooper Flagg right now has scored the most points in NBA history as an 18-year-old? He did that on December. Hang on a second. He did that as December 19th, and then 40 days later, he now has the most points ever scored by a 19-year-old.
We're any 19-year-olds either. Look, he scored
LeBron
49.
was 19.
I don't need an age. He scored 49. That's all that matters.
That's not impressive.
No,
He's
it could
18.
be 50. And he scored 49. That's what. And by the way,
and he missed
Mark
the shot
Aguirre,
at the buzzer.
the greatest high school player I ever saw.
He missed the shot at the buzzer, which would have given him 51.
Yeah.
I got one for you though.
Okay.
So the two rookies last night. That's the most points combined by two rookies in the same game since 1971. Tiny Archibald, Pistol, Pete Maravich combined to score 91. How about
far
that?
did those two guys get, Cooper and Knipple? How far did they get last year together playing on the college team?
I know that was.
I'm just asking.
You're getting on John Shire now.
I'm not trying to take shots. No, Chicago's on. I'm not going to take shots.
But why are you the guy? You don't think that's an impressive stat?
No,
most points ever by an 18-year-old.
No one was 18 for the first 100 years of the league. No, it's irrelevant.
Right, well, now,
his greatness is not because he's 18.
But what about?
It isn't. And they play more. They play more AAU games. Kids now play 70 games a year. You know this. They play 70 games a year when they're 15. No, it doesn't.
LeBron was 18 and played.
Okay.
Kobe was.
They're about the
all-time legendary players.
It's great because they're great players, not because they were 18.
All right.
Huh?
All right.
What's next?
Says the 38-year-old over here. Still impressive.
Last night's 3-goal rally in the last 2 minutes by the Hurricanes was blank.
Confusing for me, Frank.
Yeah.
Just because the Hurricanes, and I think it's cool whenever, and it's not often, they dress up as who they were, the Hartford Whalers. That's always pretty cool to me. I'm sure, it causes people to go with Twitter in Bristol. But they're dressed as the Hartford Whalers, and they're having this comeback, this historic comeback, beating a team that's the Utah Mammoths, who used to be last year the Utah Hockey Club, who previously were the Arizona Coyotes, who previously were the Phoenix Coyotes, who previously were the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
It's confusing. That circle's confusing too.
My word is stunning. It's the first time in 30 years a team has rallied from 2 goals down in the final 2 minutes to win in regulation. Here's how they did it. The first goal, power play, but they also pulled their goalie, so it's 6 on 4.
6 on 4.
Then they keep their goalie out at 6 on 5. Then Jordan Staal scores with 29 seconds to go.
Redirect.
to
They did it in regulation. Now, people have scored that many goals just not to end the game.
Yeah, and again, to win it in regulation, that's the impressive part. And if you're Utah, how bad of a loss is that? You can't even get to overtime? You're up 2 goals? They scored 3 goals in 80 seconds, Mike.
So there should be some defensive drills if they, actually have some skate time before their next game. But it was just what gets me is the visual of the Hartford Whalers. It seems like there are more NHL clubs who have just sort of moved, renamed themselves, reinvented themselves. It seems like half the league is something else. Yeah. The Colorado Avalanche weren't the Colorado Avalanche forever and a day. Weren't they the Quebec Nordiques at some point?
So there's been over 200 games where a team has scored 3 goals within a minute, but not at the end of the game.
Not the end.
That's what separated this. That's
you know what that's like? It's like, oh, he's 18. It's like that.
Being 18 isn't impressive. How many 18-year-olds are scoring 40 points in a game? You're a hater. You're a hater.
Not the one in
Big
my
time.
house. That's the final word. Let's take one last break, but still to come, the Nuggets get some bad news followed by some good news. There's the good news.
And a big weekend ahead for Michael Wilbon's Big Ten in basketball. How many 18-year-olds are in that game?
A lot. That's where they should be.
They're scoring 40 points?
So they should be, not in the NBA. How's that 18-year-old kids team doing? What are they doing? The Dallas Mavericks. How's that going?
It doesn't have Kyrie or Anthony Davis.
Who aren't.
New Year.